What's up, guys? Let's talk Monday Night Football. We have the Raiders and the Cowboys squaring off. It'll be an interesting game, and also I do want to talk about some of the things that we have coming within the storylines within this game, as we had a great Sunday. Saturday, as you guys know, college football was awesome. Swept the board in those picks, and yesterday was kind of a mixed bag, but we had some teasers, parlays come through. So overall, very profitable weekend, especially if you couple that with the UFC. So I do appreciate you guys, and thank you all for rocking with me here. And if you're new to TBM Sports, all you gotta do is hit that like button, subscribe. Completely free picks. We're out here at the horse track right now. Racing is back. It is a little bit chilly, so we're gonna kind of starve out the cold weather and still have some fun watching the horses run and getting ready for Monday night. All right, so the things I do like in this game, and this will be a quicker video. Going to be interesting to see how the Cowboys respond defensively. I think that with the loss, the unfortunate tragedy that happened within the death of one of their players, teammates, it affects the whole NFL, I think, but more so the Cowboys in this specific instance, okay? So I do think that at least in the first half, before maybe adjustments and emotions kind of calm down, I think that the Cowboys are going to play very, very valiant, okay? I think there's going to be a lot of a spirited effort. A lot of times I don't like to go into the morale, the emotional side of things, but I do think that tonight the Cowboys will come ready to play. They do get some key pieces back on defense, which they drastically need, but I do think that this one does lend towards the conversation of the over, okay? I think that's kind of where I'd be at from a total perspective. It's a prime time under a spot, so I'm not going to touch it, but I do think that the Raiders, Cowboys, a lot of offense, and that we do think that there will be a lot of offense for the Cowboys here. In specific, I do think that Javonte Williams, CeeDee Lamb, Pickens, the usual suspects, they're all going to have their way with the Raiders defense, okay? One thing to note, though, is the Raiders do get back that trio that they had in Seattle, okay? So we're talking Geno Smith, Tyler Lockett, as well as the likes of Pete Carroll, okay? So something that you want to take into consideration, that familiarity, I think will kind of play a role tonight. But let's talk about some of the actual picks. And I do want to, we'll take a minute to excuse the pause. Sorry about that pause. The horses were about to take off, so we'll start it over here, how to relocate a little bit, but nonetheless, let's get into the actual picks, okay? That's kind of the game script I do foresee. I think the Cowboys, they're going to have their way. I think it's a ground script going against this Raiders front. Look for Brock Bowers after getting virtually 0 targets last week to kind of have his way. Very similar to the angle we took with A.J. Brown yesterday. He's going to get pops. I do think that Javonte Williams, Brock Bowers, those are kind of the go-to guys. I also think from a receiving standpoint, right, you guys know me, I don't do passing props too much, but the CeeDee Lamb, we're going to go receptions and yards, okay, over in those totals. But I do like Pickens in terms of the longest reception going over that total, okay? And then on the other side of the ball, like I said, Lockett, his receiving total is way too low. That number probably has climbed a little bit, but as long as you get that into the 20s, the low 20s, I think that one's as good as gold in the game script where I think the Raiders will be playing from behind. And then also, and a very uncharacteristic player that we would be targeting for the Raiders, I do like Ashton Jeanty. Okay, I like him catching balls out of the backfield. Game script, come from behind mode for offense for the Raiders. So that's where I'm going to be stacking up. Those will be the official plays and the angles that I will take. So guys, we'll recap those real quickly. We'll go with the likes of Ashton Jeanty receptions over. We'll take Geno Smith interception. We'll also go into the ballpark where we're going to favor Pickens longest reception going over. Also, CeeDee Lamb receptions and yards. I do think he does get both of those to come home. I gravitate more so towards the yards conversation, but I will kind of probably play both of them individually and then also put them together, dumb them down a little bit, so maybe get over 70 yards and only 6 grabs. 6 for 70, probably a touchdown for CeeDee Lamb. That is in my prediction for this evening as well. So that's where I see it stacking up. I'd love to take the Cowboys 3.5, but at 3.5, it's basically an unbettable number. And quite frankly, I think that the way you see the money move, the Vegas numbers, okay, the last time I checked, they need the Cowboys to come home. And you get all the Vegas action being in Las Vegas, but the Cowboys, America's team, just kind of shocking that the books, they actually need the Cowboys to come through in this spot. So that's how I see it playing out. Good luck out there. Those are kind of my best bets. We'll talk about the game script a little bit later on the Discord. I will probably throw up a little Monday night, kind of one of those home run lottery parlays for you guys. But like I said, those are the best bets, and I do think the Cowboys get this one done. Just don't love the 3.5 enough to lay it. If it was Cowboys -3, you could have got that earlier on in the week. That would be the side that I'm on, but I'm not going to go chasing a 3.5 as I kind of have a feeling that the Cowboys run away with this one, but still, you just have a lot of question marks on defense, and would not shock me if the Raiders kind of shock us in a little low-scoring field goal under style of a game. So those are my best bets. Leave a comment down below. What will you guys be playing on Monday Night Football? Interesting enough, I do think this is going to be one of those games that I think that may be a little bit fishy when it's all said and done. But like I said, guys, those are the props I do like, and I do have a very strong lean towards the Cowboys. Just don't love the 3.5. All right, so thanks all for tuning in. If you haven't done so by now, hit that like button, subscribe down below, join us here at TBM Sports, and we'll see you guys all tomorrow in the next video. Cheers.